everybody, it's me, Lydia. Welcome back to my channel. So for today, I'm going to be doing a get ready with me. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing a get ready with me, and if you guys want to keep on watching it, and also meanwhile, I'm gonna be eating my carne con frijoles and some apple juice. So yeah, it's gonna be like a Mexican food mukbang. Maybe while I do my makeup. Okay y'all, so it's gonna be a voiceover now because all the audio is literally like there's just too much stuff happening in the background. So basically what I'm doing here is blending out the eye primer with a very fluffy and dense brush, just like that, you know, blending it from my base or whatever. Now I'm just going in with that transition shade, which I will show very shortly. But I'm just putting that transition shade all over my lid and my crease, making sure to really blow it out so it could look really nice and blended, and I guess you could say smoky. But yeah, just blending this out, really blown out with a Wet n Wild fluffy blending brush. What I'm also doing is just building up the color because I felt like it wasn't giving that much payoff, so I was building it up to the intensity that I wanted. And as I'm building it up, I'm also blending it up towards the crease more. And yes, so just blending it up using the same transition shade, blowing it out a little more, and using the same Wet n Wild blending brush. Now what I'm doing is grabbing a slightly darker shade and mainly focusing it on just the crease and my lid, because I am going to cut my crease later on, so I just want to focus that color a little deeper down so it could give the cut crease a little bit more like of a deeper eye socket kind of look, I guess you could say. And I'm just going in with this very like densely edged, I don't know how to explain it, but like this very dense specific brush that I use to just build it up in the crease. And as you could tell, I'm doing the same as before, just building up the color, making it darker, because I do want it to be like a noticeable difference from the transition shade. That is all I'm doing. I also did want to point out that when I am using a darker shade, I try to go in more light-handed with my brush strokes. So you're going to notice that I'm going in circular motions in the crease just to make sure I don't do anything too harsh so it will look like a black eye or anything. So I am going to start cutting my crease now. And this does take me a good while because I'm still not perfect at it, so I'm going to cut out most of it. But I'm just using a regular concealer brush and my LA Girl concealer and just cutting my crease and folding up my eyelid so I can see where the mark is going to be. And you guys will see how I fix the other eye to make it match with the other one. I'm also just blending out my concealer from the cut crease with my finger because I feel like if you blend out the concealer with a brush, sometimes it does look patchy. So I'm just using the warmth of my finger to lightly blend out the concealer. And I'm also using the same concealer brush to just try to fix the color opacity of the concealer in each eye, and just fixing the shape of it with the cut crease. Now I am going to set the wet concealer with some translucent powder just so the shimmer that I will apply on top doesn't get patchy and doesn't look like a different shade because it might blend with the wet concealer. So setting your crease with a a little bit of translucent powder will also help getting the most pigment out of your shimmers. Now I'm going to be doing my outer V with a darker shade, and I do like to apply it first as if it's like a winged line of smoky shadow, and then I do go in with more shadow to build up the pigment, the intensity of the dark shadow, and just to blend it out really good. But my only mistake that I did here was I did blend some of the dark shadow with the shimmer, so the shimmer ended up kind of changing the color of the outer V shadow, which is why it might look a little weird. I also do recommend going in with a makeup remover soaked cotton pad just to clean up the edges of your shadow before you do your face, so you don't have to worry about cleaning it with concealer and being too precise about it. Now I'm going to start prepping the face and priming, and I'm just going with my usual primer, which is the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer, and I did add a little too much, but it's okay. We were able to make it work in the end. I did also spray my face with some of the Wetnwild Rose Prep and Prime spray, but any product that you don't see me use in the video will be listed down below in the description box, so just go ahead and check that out. And now I'm just going in with my usual color corrector, which is the Lagirl green color corrector, and blending it out with a Wetnwild foundation brush. Also, if you guys are more interested in seeing a more detailed video of how I do my foundation face routine, I do have a video up already, so I'll probably link it down below if you guys want to check it out. It's just me I'm explaining how I do my face in a little more detail, the products I use, and yeah, so if you guys want to go check it out, the link will be down below, so please check it out. Also, a quick little tip for your foundation to look dewy without having to put like any oil or dewy drops. Just spray your beauty blender with a glowing mist every single time you're going to blend it. The concealer shade that I'm using right now is Cool Tan by Lagirl, and it is the concealer shade I use just to correct the darkness under my eyes. And then I go in with a lighter concealer to highlight the rest of my face, which is the shade Medium Beige. Now I'm going to start baking, and before I did bake, I did spray my beauty blender or little beauty sponge with some makeup, some MAC Fix Plus, just so it wouldn't look too drying. And yeah, so I'm just pouncing in the powder really good before I brush it off with this little tapered brush that I use, just to like really buff and blend the baking powder into my skin. Now I'm just bronzing with my favorite bronzer brush, which is from a set from Forever 21. And I'm using 2 different kind of powders to bronze, which I will list down below. I don't do this all the time, but when I do want my makeup to look a little more like poppin', you know, I'm just gonna I just bake under my bronzer contour area just so it looks sharper, you know, chiseled. Even though we all know I got double chin, you know, but we still gotta be trying to look sharp. But that's all I do with my translucent powder, which looks so good. Yes, I did also set my face with that same Wet n Wild spray that I mentioned before, and I'm also going in with my highlighter, which is actually a shimmer shadow from the palette that looks kind of popping, you know, just trying to pop on some highlight with that fan highlighter. Now I'm going in with my Urban Decay Vice liquid lipstick, which is my fave lipstick of all. I feel like it goes with most of the looks that I do. And this is just me trying to apply it and struggling because I just don't know how to apply lipstick good, but you know, I try my best. So yeah. And as you guys can see, the formula is a little transparent, but you could definitely build it up. That's the only thing I don't like about this formula, but it's a very cute color and I definitely just would recommend layering it. So that is all. I just quickly popped in some lashes, and thank you guys for watching. Love you guys. Bye.